Listen 3000.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
Yo.
My name is ZENN.
I'm Cesar.
And we're Listen 3000.
Yes.
We're back again. It's episode 35.
Yes, and this is a podcast presented to you by Agents of Fandom. You can go to agentsoffandom.com or you can follow them on all platforms at Agents of Fandom. Yes.
But so we got a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
It's from we got our guy Kibla Ahmed from the Brothers Geek Out podcast, all the way from the UK with us right now.
What's happening, guys? A pleasure to be on.
Man, thank you for pulling up on
For
it.
sure, man. We're so excited to have you. It's going to be fun.
Real quick, I don't know if you want to just tell everybody what you got going on and telling people about the podcast and everything real quick.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, the Brothers Geek Out podcast, anything to do with pop culture, we talk about it on our podcast. I'm originally a comic book artist myself, so we started this podcast because my brother lived abroad, and it's just about two brothers connecting and talking about geeky stuff, and it's blown into different avenues of different things that we do now. So the Brothers Geek Out podcast is, you type that in and it'll be all over the place.
Dope, man.
Awesome.
We're excited. We're excited
to
talk to you and have your perspective today. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Definitely. What we got today, man? What we starting with? Let me look at the.
I think it's the Lay Flash.
Okay.
It's a Lay Flash. So, Kibla, you have seen the Flash, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay. We haven't talked about it yet. I don't know why I was about to chuckle, thinking about. I don't know why. But no, we saw the Flash. We even talked about it, and we're just going to go through it real quick. Not the entire storyline. A lot of people have seen this movie at this point, but just our thoughts, right?
No, for
opinions on it. You want to start?
I can. So yeah, the Flash. Obviously, we've been waiting on this movie for a while. We got
that's
controversial Ezra Miller as the lead, and we also got Michael Keaton and Sasha as Supergirl as well. What can I say, man? I want to say I went into it. I did have like, what is this going to be? Because we've been waiting on it for so long. We've heard about so many changes, so many reshoots, some this and that, all the crazy stuff. And I try to go in there like minimizing my expectations with it. You know what I mean? Especially with the whole DC thing. We know it's about to get rebooted. Like, I don't want to go in there like,
No, right.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I got to say, while it is some issues with the movie, it is a pretty good film. I gotta say, man. I had a fun time. I really do feel like the rewatchability on that is pretty high. Like when it comes out on HBO Max, I'm definitely gonna watch it again.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? To me, it felt like one of those. It was a lot of fan service. CGI could have been a bit better on parts.
Okay,
you want to hop in with it?
A bit better is crazy.
I'm trying to shoot it some bell.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you slide. No. I like this. Good cop, bad cop.
A lot of negative around that movie. Yeah. I don't want to add to it.
You're right. Let's not be mean.
But it was a fun time though. I'll say that much. You know what I mean? And how they ended things with the, different universes and stuff like that, and where they left that character, which paved the way for for James Gunn to kind of do his thing going forward. I thought that was actually really cool.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Would you like to go?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, listen, I'm going to give Warner Brothers a shout out, but I'm just going to say they let me watch this movie like 8 weeks before it came out. So I was lucky to go to one of the early screenings. What can I say? Listen, I as you said, Zen, I really enjoyed it. It's a good fun watch.
Agreed
fun,
too.
Man.
Yeah, it is.
It has rewatchability to it.
Yes.
The problem that I found is that you could see that there's been too many chefs in the kitchen cooking.
Oh man, you're so right.
And that's where it kind of sometimes takes you out of the movie. But overall, I feel like we've already got so many issues that are like with it. I did the same thing. I went in blank-minded and kind of just enjoyed it for what it is. I mean, I love cinema. I love movies. I don't go there to critique it. I'm not a film critic. I didn't study film. I just go to enjoy the escapism. And comic books, I have a special place in my heart for them. So to see my characters on the big screen, I mean, you bring back 1989's Batman, Michael Keaton. That's me, 9 years old.
True.
That's my Batman. So I'm definitely going to go watch it. So I've come out of the cinema and they said that we watched an uncut version, which still had CGI to work on and things like that. Even when I saw the finished version, I still had the same thoughts. I still enjoyed the movie. I do like what they did with this Flashpoint story that they recreated. I just feel like if the director had said that he was going for a look for the Flash perspective when he was traveling through the time portal and the Speed Force, then I think people would have a better understanding about the visual look of it. Because as a comic book artist myself, these characters have been drawn in thousands of different ways. And I think if the director led with that, because the PR was quite bad with this, you can't have the main lead out there because there's different drama going on there.
Right.
Like The Rock, even though that movie wasn't amazing, he was still out there pushing this movie. Yeah. So you've got the lead that can't push it. You've got the MVP, Michael Keaton, doing some, premieres in the UK he did. I think he did one in Paris as well where he showed up. I think the movie came with a lot of baggage and a lot of changes, which didn't sit right with people. The movie did get boycotted. But for me personally, as a fan of it, I still enjoyed it for what it was. It's not going to be 100%, but it took me away for 2.5 hours, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think the last bit that you spoke about was a nice homage to the DC universe.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
Yeah.
Like y'all, I enjoyed myself. It was definitely entertaining. I feel like I attempted to do with you guys. I mean, I did go into it with an open mind. I did. It was a little. I'm gonna say it's a little harder for me though, because growing up, my favorite hero was Flash. So, and I love Flashpoint. Just the story. Everyone that's seen Flashpoint Paradox, like the movie, or just I'm assuming even the comic, is obviously next level, right? So it's like that actual story. I think I was just disappointed in them not doing it. And you're right. Some of the PR might have messed with me too. Like I heard the director said that. Apparently, once the movie released, he said that the Reverse Flash is still the actual killer of his mom. So, like the actual point, like it's still the same thing. So I'm like, wait a second. So you did Flashpoint Paradox, but you didn't do Flashpoint Paradox, but like this thing's exist. It just made me more confused a little bit. Like I think the things that are happening outside of the movie, but the actual movie, I really did enjoy myself. I thought that Ezra had moments in it that I was like, okay, all right. This does make me feel good in the movie. It just sucks with all the outside stuff. It's just hard. It's just hard. Like watching it, of course I enjoy myself, but now I think about it and I'm like, yeah, but But now I would still give it probably a 7 out of 10. Like I did enjoy the film. It's true. I think Michael Keaton killed. I think Sasha killed. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about like people that like have passed away, them like CGI in them. Like there's just stuff. It's like every part of the movie that's really good, there's also another thing right after it that's like, what was that? But yeah, I feel ways. But I enjoyed the movie though.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can't wait if we get another
Flash
Flash
movie.
Even it might be 10 years, but I'ma wait, James. I'ma wait. It's all right. It's all right.
It's a shame. It's a good film, and DC have had a rough ride through their universe. And
I feel bad,
no
low-key.
Clear path. Yeah.
And it's like I'm just.
Oh, sorry.
My bad. I didn't want to. Yeah, but I just seen that they said they lost 200 M's for this on the Flash.
Already. Like without more money being
making it back.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean? So. It just sucks because it's making a movie. It's so many people involved. It's people that worked on the film, people that worked on the set.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
No,
and it just sucks that the viewing of it or the movie itself is just kind of tainted a bit. You know what I mean? And it sucks because the product did come out.
You're super right.
Good. You know what I mean?
Like I genuinely feel like if we didn't know about any of the other stuff about it, if this movie just plopped like a surprise, The Flash came out, and we didn't know anything before, this movie would probably have a lot different of a reception. Yeah. With the same movie, and it still has its ups and downs for me. But like, I do think it would be way better received. But it's unfortunate though. Okay. But James is hopefully here to save the day.
I hope so. He's he's an amazing director and writer. And every time I've spoken to him, he's a nerd. He's a geek. He loves the products. I mean, he picks all these misfit characters and he works really well with them. Now he's got mainstream characters to work with. It's going to be interesting where he takes that because when he came into Marvel, he had the misfit characters. When he came into DC, he did the Suicide Squad and had these misfit characters. So he worked with these characters that are not mainstream, and he made people fall in love with them. So what is it going to be like for him to actually have somebody like Superman?
Yep.
Will it work?
Yep.
So
you coaching LeBron now.
Nah, that's right.
What we doing? What we doing? You know, I'm right with you. I feel like he likes the pressure though. You know, like the way that he's been talking about it. I think that even the part of, we stopped doing all the Twitter interactions, but like I think even a part of it was like, yeah, what's up? A little bit, not a lot, but like I like that. Like a part of it was like, I can do this. You know what I mean? And I just think he's so confident in it that even if he swings and misses, is still gonna be a crazy. It's gonna be a crazy foul ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
Well, since we're here, we might as well just from old DC to new DC. We got some new news coming up. They finally casted Superman. Finally. After all we learned, I feel like we knew too much about the process.
We really, honestly,
we knew
that's
when
a
they
whole
were doing
topic in itself.
casting, we knew when they were doing the tests.
Why?
All of that. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't need.
It was announced they were meeting to do the test screenings before. I'm like, all right, show. I feel like I'm in your room.
Right.
I don't want to be there.
Just let me know when y'all find the person.
That's it. Just tell me who it is. Because now they got me feeling bad for Nicholas Hoult too. Like let's announce the person for. This is a whole thing.
Yeah. So as Superman, we got David Cornswit. I couldn't tell you if that was accurate. Was that correct?
It sounds like Cornsweat, yeah.
Cornsweat, yes.
Do it loud, too. Way to go, sir. I would have jacked that joint up.
Well, you might need to help me with the second one.
Okay.
And as Lois Lane, we got Rachel Brosnahan,
I think. Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan.
All ends, Brosnahan.
Yes.
Okay, yes. And honestly, they both, like Rachel, I've seen in things. I'm not sure specifically. Well, I might got to check her IMDb. She looks super familiar to me. Like
House of Cards.
There we go. Yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. Oh yeah, she kills. Yeah, she's fire.
Right.
She's super fire. So like dope picks. For sure, because honestly, I don't know anything about David, but like he looks like Superman. Like this, like I didn't need. When we just saw the pictures and like when there was like 4 people or 3 people up in the running, I was just like, well, he got the curl. Like look at his face. Like he got the stuff already. I saw people online being like, oh yeah, he got to get bigger. I'm like, if y'all don't stop that, he just got to go work out. That's it. Like they do that.
It's
like,
part of the resume.
What are they talking about? Right. It's like this is why y'all not in them rooms.
You get the script, you get a check, and you get a gym membership. That's what you.
Come on, you spitting right now. That's exactly like what we doing.
That's what happens. Doing. Marvel, DC, they got the same plan. You know what I mean?
But
it'd be interesting to see what they do. I mean, everybody's new faces as well.
Yes.
Their background would be different types of work as well. So it's going to be fresh for us as well. Yes. It'd be interesting. He'll put the weight on. He looks like Henry Point too. So
low key, right? Like no, really.
You can see Henry.
You can see Henry.
Yeah. Honestly, it was. So. Yeah, I like it. I'm into it. At least from a viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
I do want to shout out. What's my girl name from? She's about to be in Barbie. She was up for Lois. Emma McKay. Is it McKay? It's close to, I might butcher that. I'm sorry if so. She's in Sex Education, the show on Netflix. Like she's phenomenal. And I heard that she was up for it, like the other person in the running too. And it just like probably sucks for them because again, we never heard all this test screen and stuff. We've heard sometimes. Like I know that we've heard some things.
But a lot of times it's after the fact.
Exactly.
Like
it's
John
not
Krasinski saying he went out for Captain America.
Exactly.
But that was way
it's not
years
updates.
Later, you know what I mean?
Like we got up. Like it's like I'm looking at Twitter. It's like, oh, well, did you hear what's going on today in New York or LA? Like it's like I don't need to know all that. So I feel like they have Twitters too, possibly. So they probably it might have been a lot for them to be like, damn, I'm going through it with y'all, and then I just lost it with y'all too. Like I don't know. I just shout out to her and Nicholas Hoult because they're both phenomenal actors, no joke.
Well, I think Nicholas Hoult is still
in the running for Lex.
For Lex.
I hope so. I just got scared because I saw the 2 Skarsgårds guards. You got both of them in there, so I'm like, he got to battle them now too. Oh my God! Like I would be horrified. That's 2 Skarsgård.
I know, shit. You know, Bill was good in John Wick. So
Ooh. And he's played it like he can do a lot of different things. You know,
that's right.
Like,
that's right,
man. Nick, you gonna get one of these things, buddy. I don't know what it is, but you better get one.
They saying
they trying to play with my guy.
They trying to say this is his real supervillain origin story because he lost out for Batman too.
If he come out with a cape or something in real life, this is your fault. The internet. This is why the internet. We got to stop. Y'all saying too much stuff. Or I hope he actually gets a villain. Honestly, with how good he's doing, because I heard that he like auditioned for one of them and they offered the other one to him. You know, like another audition to be the other. That could be completely wrong. You know, we hear stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But that's how I heard it was presented to him. So, and I don't know which one it was for. So, and then again, you say like the Batman he auditioned for. So he's trying to find a superhero. You know, and my man killed his beast. Yeah. Like he gonna get one. Yeah. He gonna get one. Yeah. I feel like James gonna hook him up regardless.
I think so too.
Yeah,
yeah. Because it's like all that talent.
Definitely.
All that talent. If you made it to the second round,
like what we doing?
You made like it's a reason why you're nice. You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
So it's like. Maybe we can find.
Yeah, and then again, you talk about Lex and Superman. That's very two different sides of the table. You know what I mean? Like the way you got to play those two people are very different. So he got some skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that's
man.
good.
I'm excited.
It'll be interesting to see. We've got 2025 is coming out.
Yes, 25.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just want to wait for it to just come out. I don't want to see the news.
Yeah,
me too.
But we're in it now because. Right. The world has changed. Everything has to be instant update. So we'll see a lot of stuff along the way. But I'm hoping, you know, I need these guys to have a home run. I'm a big DC fan, so.
It's been a rough couple
me
years,
too, man. It's been a long couple is crazy.
It's been a rough forever.
I mean, it's been rough since Nolan. If you want to be for real,
yeah.
So
you know.
true.
And I bang with Man of Steel personally. I'm a fan of Man of Steel, and it's just
amazing.
Me too, right? Like, but you still hear people that are like, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming. You know, so hopefully so. I got faith though, like we said.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a big fan. I still. Like, I'm not the type of person to diminish somebody's work.
Of course.
So if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't really promote the fact that I don't like it. But there's going to be aspects of it that I do like. I mean, just for Black Adam's sake, you know, it's not amazing.
Yeah.
It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson in a Fast and Furious superhero movie.
Come on.
With the best one-liners, what more am I asking for?
That's
this
true.
is
I hear you, man.
This
is what you paid to see, right? Right.
Entertained.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Entertained.
Right.
You ain't never lied, and they tell you what's going on in the trailer. You see exactly what you just said. That's all there. You know, so like y'all got it wrong. The ones seeing it and being mad about it. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's it's a culture and a society that we're in now where, you know, negative feedback and it goes through like the speed of light at the moment. And
so fast.
It's the clickbaits, isn't it? It's we're doing a lot of people do stuff for the views and the likes and the rest of it and the dislikes. It's a weird one. I mean, I work in marketing. That's my full-time job. So when I market somebody's product, they're not just talking about like what we see the positives. We need to see the negatives because that's the stuff that's going to push it even more. Right. So the movie industry is working in the same sort of format, but I've just noticed because, I mean, I'm not, and this is not to put anybody down or anything like that. It's just, I think as people, we've lost our escapism.
I agree.
And we'd rather talk about the bad than the good things that we get out of the stuff that we see on the big screen. So for me to see Black Adam on the screen, you know, I'm a comic book fan, man. I'm an 80s baby. So I'm grateful to be able to get some of this content that we get now, whether it's superheroes, anime, science fiction. We're on a different level of stuff now. So
I'm with you, man.
Exciting times, definitely.
Nah, for sure.
I got faith in James as you have.
Same, man. Same.
But you're making a really good point because, like, we say it all the time. Like, I'm just hyped to see some superheroes.
Yeah.
For at the end of the day, like, I just want to see some superhero stuff. I get a little upset if I had expectations personally, but again, that's on me. Right. Like, you know what I mean? They made whatever they made. That's art at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you can make something that I think sounds like the greatest thing I ever heard in my life, and somebody else thinks it's whack. So, you know. Yeah.
Man. Because you got me thinking, man, because I'm like, the culture is kind of messed up in a sense.
A little bit, man.
Because the negativity, it does rise to the top way quicker than anything else. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I know more about what you don't like than what you do like, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, I see so many people that kind of like,
it is scary.
that build their platform with so much negativity. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, like, what do you like? Why don't you
seriously?
That?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why'd you watch it? What do you right? What are you enjoying?
I feel like they're going into it wanting to dislike it.
I agree.
You know what I mean? A lot of these things that we're getting.
It's tough, and I think cinema at the moment now is going through a fatigue of not having original ideas.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we're coming. This is probably the worst year of cinema I've heard. Like, a lot of movies are flopping, and it's like this is heartbreaking because we're getting content at such a speed now,
Yeah.
where we'd have to wait 2 years. I mean, we waited for 10 years for Terminator 2. 14 years for Avatar. So, like, you know, quality movie making, I mean, that's James Cameron. But now the studios want to turn over so much at such a speed that the general public can't keep up. So then everything, you lose quality.
You do, yeah.
In the work that you're pushing out. And then you lose audiences like that. And then the negativity kicks in with it. Yeah. But where I'm a person who loves content, I'll consume it and enjoy it. But I don't have to talk about the harshness of it, I suppose.
No, I get you. I respect
Agreed,
that.
Man.
I had to give you that one.
No, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I feel like TV shows going crazy right now because it's just a whole different. It's a different experience, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that stuff, doesn't get spoiled as much. Like, sorry, last thing because I know we going the whole little thing.
This where you at though? Yeah,
cool. To what you said to the escapism, not even just the quality of it. Like, we can't even be surprised no more. The concept of surprise, the element of surprise is gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go into we all are in this comic book stuff. We hear the leaks. Yeah. I can't get away from it because I'm on Twitter and it pops up. Like, what do you want me to do? It's right there. Like, and then I'm reading it and it's like, oh, I didn't know I was reading this. Oh, okay. So now I know all this happens in Deadpool. It's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, but that's not even just in film. That's in entertainment right now. Like, we talk about award shows, bro, and they tell you every performance. It's like, I just wanted this person to pop up on stage and be like, oh, like, look, that's dope. You know what I mean? I just feel like the element of surprise is so gone, and that takes away from the escapism too. It's like we can't
detach.
Yeah, it's like there's no imagination. It's like you've given me the visual already. Like, you know, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy. So jumping off of that, you was mentioning TV shows. Well, staying on TV shows right now.
Oh, kill it.
We got Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't been able to talk about the first episode, but we got 2 episodes right now to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been very eventful, to say the least.
I
I
agree.
Can get into that. You're caught up, right, Kibla, on Secret Invasion so far?
Episode 2, I haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Thank you for letting us know.
Shiznit. Okay.
We're not gonna
no, thank you for saying that. All right, we'll tiptoe. We can, and even if we try to do something, we'll hint at stuff without saying nothing, so we won't spoil anything.
Okay.
If we need to.
That's
cool. Yeah, for sure.
No, because I don't. You know, we talking. Surprise! Surprise! Like, I don't want to mess up nobody's experience, bro. I hate it. I get mad at that all the time, bro. We see each other every day, and he'll by accident give me a spoiler because what he thinks might not be a spoiler. I'm like, I wanted that. Like shout out Ren. We watched the show Dave, right? The Lil Dicky show, right? And Ren was like, oh my god, it's crazy how we got Drake on the finale. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. That's a spoiler to me. Like, she's like, what? How's that a spoiler? It's just there's a celebrity every episode. I don't care. Why would you do? You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want to do you like that. I don't want to do you.
No, it happens. I had Luke Cage ruined for me, and like, I think Marcellus Ali's character. Oh my god, what was his name? Cottonmouth.
There you go, Cottonmouth. Yep.
Yeah. So like, I loved him in the show, and I was like 2 episodes to finishing it off, and I think you guys seen it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, he gets done, and somebody had told me, and I'm like, dude, why?
Like, what's up? Do you not love me? You know?
Why do you do that? Come on, man.
Oh man,
it happens. It's all good though. But I mean, what are your thoughts on the first episode?
True, yeah. Honestly, we can kind of, because since we're not going through them, you can say your thoughts on both.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So first, how you feel?
Yeah, Secret Invasion. This is another one we've been waiting on for a while.
Yeah.
This was they're toting this as the tone switch, the darker one, the thriller of the MCU that we getting right now, and it's living up to that.
I feel it.
It's living up to that for sure. Getting Sam Jackson and him getting able to like really like show his acting chops in something long form like this show, you know, I think it's really cool to see, you be able to just see him flex like this, you know what I mean? We learning a lot. This is adding more to the lore of MCU. We learning more about the Skrulls. Yeah.
A lot more than I low-key expected to, but maybe that makes sense because I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, no,
just because there's a bunch of characters, maybe that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's Sam, it's Nick Fury focused, but it's a lot of people going on. So maybe that's why it's easy to get a bunch of stuff in because they just giving out some stuff. I'm like,
it's a lot of exposition. A lot of these longer scenes when they're really like getting into like emotional conversations, these political conversations.
Yeah, it's getting deep.
Like, I'm feeling it, man. I really am so far. Yeah, I don't know. What else? What you thinking?
Let me see. I don't know, bro. I mean, you kind of really said what it is. We both feel the same way. I just love the intensity of the scenes personally, which is, I guess, to the espionage, the spies, the darkness and everything everyone's saying. But like, for me, it's not even just the darkness. It could be Ted Lasso deep. You know what I'm saying? This to me is just the acting is next level, low key, because it's minimal, but they're giving so much. Like, I don't know, what's my man that plays graphic right now?
Ben
Kingsley, right?
Kingsley Benedict,
bro,
right?
he's killing. Like, the way that he's just so subtle most of the time, and then I don't even get to the second episode, but you know the scene I'm talking about when I ain't gonna say what's going on, but there's something on, and he's at a table, right? Yeah. And he's so chill about. He's intense because you can always see it in his face, right? Yeah. That's how good he's an actor. But the 1 second he popped in, yo. He started yelling at me like, "Yo, okay, all right. We didn't even know you could go there, bro. Relax. We don't want to pop you off." You know what I'm saying? But like that, though, the fact that they all can play like that because every scene is so intense and everyone is just doing their part so well. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm really enjoying it so far. I like it. And the action is still top notch to me. I didn't think this show would have a lot of action personally. Right. I'm thinking Sam Jackson, like we don't see him get busy like that most of the time. Yeah. But no, when we're like graphic in them, yo, John Wick. I was like, okay. I was shocked. I'm excited about the more stuff that we're going to find out, though.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it, man, so far?
No, really good. I feel like it's Marvel's grounded show. Mm-hmm. It's covering tracks of, after the blip and the PTSD that he's going through. We've got to see a lot of grief in Phase 4 from some of the characters, but we have never seen it from Nick himself.
Yep.
So to see that, he's the guy who started the Avengers. He was the one who suffered the loss of the blip. He never won. When he came back, he was like, who won this shit for us? You know what I mean? Yeah. So
that's real. Oh, you're spitting right now. Yeah.
It's really, for me as a character, I feel like, yes, we needed this part of the story for Nick as well to come out, because everybody keeps thinking this guy ain't got it no more. But what they don't understand is this guy's been through way too much. And, in that first episode, I kind of felt for him, because I was like, right, this is the guy who tried to put everything together, and now nobody's got no faith in this guy no more. Even his closest, when what happened to Hill at the end, I was like, oh, this is deep.
Yeah.
So it's like he's got a lot of learning to do as well. But then Ben Middleton's character, who's one of the Skrulls, I love the fact that he wants to help his people as well. So, the scene in the painter's gallery where he was like, don't shoot him. Mm-hmm. I felt for him in that moment. They've got some good They've got good actors in there. They've got good.
That's what I'm saying, right? The scenes, man.
Range, yeah.
And man, I gotta point it out, since we got you here, man. The British actors in this show. British actors in general.
No,
y'all got it.
We be standing, yo. I don't know. Like, it's to a point where they might kick us out of America in a little bit. We talk about British actors way too much because y'all got the sauce. It's a little too much.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all got going on.
I don't know. I think it's probably something like, I don't know. Y'all putting something in the water or something. Like, I don't know.
It's like everybody got it.
Hunger.
Yeah. Hey.
No,
hunger.
it is though. It is.
Yeah.
It's fashion. It is, man.
We're a little island still, if you think about it.
Yeah.
United Kingdom, we're that little island.
True,
so a lot of the talent that's gone over there, and listen, for me, I didn't even know Christian Bale was from the UK.
Oh, I forgot that.
Forgot about that too.
Oh my God, I forgot.
So because he does all his interviews with the American accent.
Yes, he does.
I was like, hold up, my guy's from Wales. Like, that's a 4-hour trip for me.
Yeah.
Wow. I was like, this guy's from the UK, so it's hunger. I know that a lot of the actors that have gone over to the States to do it's hunger. They want it badly.
Yeah.
They do good. I mean, and most of the people that go through the acting schools and everything that they go through over here is intense. And they do theater, they do shows before they jump into the movie world. Then you got people like Ian McKellen, who was like, I didn't study nothing. I just needed a job. Yeah. I'm hungry.
That don't even make that you're right. Hunger. That's it. Like, because what is that?
Yeah. No,
who do that? Who can do that?
That's
like, nah,
that's
man.
A different
exactly.
Type of individual, man.
Yeah, I'm at to raise my child over there.
It is.
Yo, Amber, we gonna have to move to London. I don't know.
Some of that hunger
yeah, I'm hungry too. Like I could eat. You know what I'm saying? Nah, seriously, the acting in this show is nuts. Is there anything you want to get into? Oh no, we can't get. no spoilers for my mans. I'll say this. I'll poke around. The stuff that we learned in this last ep, though, low-key is kind of heavy, but it maybe doesn't feel that way all the way. Like, just because, you know what I'm trying to, I don't know how to explain it all the way. Like, it's like the second episode. We're not even getting everything yet. And we're only seeing what's happening really just in Moscow, even though it's affecting, it's like the world war. And there's really starting some stuff. But once you see, that scene that we talking about at that table, I'm like, yo, this is bad. I'm like, okay. So what's really like going to be the domino effect of this? Like, are we going to see this past the show, you think? Maybe that's a good question.
I mean, Feige says this about a lot of things.
He do. But he be right, though.
He do.
It just be sometimes it be in a different way. He be finessing, but he be right, though. Yeah.
Because he did say, like, Secret Invasion would affect the MCU going forward, like the events and stuff afterwards. Which, I mean, we do.
Even a little. I can see it.
Yeah. Because we're dealing with these high up people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and the more we go, which you will learn in episode 2, like, it runs a little bit deeper than we thought it did.
That's all. Yeah.
It's a little bit,
So, I mean, we saw it in Homecoming.
Yeah.
Was it Homecoming? Not Homecoming.
Far from home.
Yeah. You know how they've already embedded it into the story.
Right.
You go back into the comic books and like how far it goes. The Secret Invasion comic book is deep because you're questioning the Marvel Comics history now because you're like, all of these things happen. And my guy's a Skrull, like, there's. I mean, whether you read it or not, this is not really a spoiler, but there's a point where the Punisher's really upset about a certain situation and a character that he adores, which is Captain America. He's patriotic to his country, but as a soldier, they've got this brotherhood, and he finds that out.
Oh, wow.
And it's heartbreaking. And then I think that's what we're going to get in this series as well. Is that there's going to be characters that are going to come out, that beloved characters to us, but moving forward, we'll find out loads of things. So, interesting.
Hold on. You're not getting away with this. Hold on. You're doing stuff. Because we've even talked about this. I didn't mean to interrupt you also as well. Sorry.
No. That's all right.
Secret Invasion. No, because what you're saying is some stuff. That's why. We've talked about Secret Invasion a little bit before, right?
Yeah, last episode too.
Right, exactly. And we brought this up, right? Like, we're going to find out somebody. And the whole time we're just like, we was 100% right about my guy, about
Everett Ross.
Everett Ross, right?
We
were
right. First 10 minutes of the show.
You called that immediately too. Kind of crazy. Give my man his flowers. Hold up, you called that John too. But and I mentioned Don Cheadle. I still think I see something.
Yeah,
he was calling him Fury the whole time, and then one time he called him Nick, and I was like, why you do that? So I don't know. I could just be thinking into it. But anyway, my thing is the way you're talking is like, do you think that it's going to be someone that even has to pop in the show or not? That'll be a big reveal. Because to me, yes, the War Machine being a Skrull would be huge, right? But we also knew he was in the show. It's not really like going to do as much as what I'm thinking that they're going to do to us.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a big reveal.
I'm hoping. I don't even. They don't got to be there for me. As long as we find out, they weren't there the whole time. I'm like, what did you say? It depending on who it is. So do you think it'll be like that? Someone really big? That really? I mean,
it could be, but Marvel do surprise us. So
They do.
It's 50-50. It is 50-50 on that one. If they go with, I mean, they've taken the concept from the comic book, so why wouldn't they do it? So we got a 50% chance that they maybe do something very drastic. And as you said, it's going to affect Phase 5 as well. So it's going to be a continued story with the Kang stuff as well. So it'll be interesting to see where they head with it.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah, I'm super interested.
Nah, it's kind of scary because imagine, I'm just being hypothetical. It's not going to be him, but like if it was like Doctor Strange, that is bad. Like that affects a lot. So, and I don't think it's going to be him, but I'm just like,
no,
who it is going to be matters. It does matter. It changes things depending on who it is. No, like if it's Spider-Man, bro, they don't remember you anyway. It's not going to do anything right now. But like if it's Captain Marvel, it's like, oh, what was you doing on them other planets? You know what I'm saying? So, what's going on? What you into? You know what I'm saying? So,
we do
it
know
matters.
that it's supposed to
lead into the Marvels. You gonna say
the Marvels and Armor Wars, because Don Cheadle said this connects to Armor Wars as well.
Oh, forgot about that.
So I am interested to see where this leads us, where this ends at, so we can see our.
Oh man, they didn't got the real roadie trapped up somewhere, his leg jacked up. They gonna have to get my man out. It's like the Shiggy, you know the Shiggy gift when he goes up to the cat in the locked in the store. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna get you out. No, that's how I feel right now with Rhodey. They didn't got my man somewhere. Jeez, okay. Hopefully everything we prophesizing will turn true though. It would just be it would be very dope if they can end it on something really big like that.
Yeah, it
would leave us all like, what? We're not getting another one of these. Like, what is this? What did y'all just do? You know?
Yeah.
They need to do that. They did that with us with Infinity War.
Oh, you're right.
They left us in the lurch, so
they can.
We need something like that because I feel like it shakes the MCU differently.
I agree.
I feel like we've had a good run. They've taken their risks. But now, like, I need some solid stuff to happen, so it gets. I'm always going to be excited, but I want to be like, oh, after that, you know, we waited a year or so before Endgame.
Yeah,
you're right.
1 year of being tense,
and I was at work every day stressing. Like, I'm like, I only have 300 days left. I got to get my life together. It was bad. It wasn't good for me. Oh man, are you right? You're right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely in it. I'm in Secret Invasion right now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping they keep the energy going. You know what I mean? Like I definitely feel like you're gonna enjoy the second episode.
Oh yeah,
it's just keeping the energy going.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't disappoint for sure.
Yeah.
No, I hope it does because like Winter Soldier is like my favorite MCU movie. Like, when it comes to like it's probably it's my favorite, but I like what they're doing with this. I the first episode drew me in straight away. So, you know, it's a different type of MCU stuff. It's not your mainstream superhero stuff. This is like, there's a bit of threat to it, I feel like. And a lot of the other MCUs didn't have that threat to it. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to lead into something a bit more bigger. So, no, definitely. I'm excited. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah. All right. What else we got left, man? We got I'm a Virgo. Have you seen the I'm a Virgo show yet on Amazon at all?
So I've only seen the first episode. So,
okay.
But I love the concept. Oh my god,
man! What an amazing concept!
It's so creative. It's so creative on another level. It's like, how do you? I mean, it makes me think about what the writers were thinking and the visuals as well. Like, I love getting sucked into a world like that when you're.
Yes.
It's super creative. It's like.
It's like a painting for real. Yeah, you're like a live moving painting the entire. That's how I felt watching it. Yeah. It's honestly like a trip.
Definitely.
Like it's like like it's like, bro, what am I watching? You know? And so
so we're talking about I'm a Virgo. It's this new show on Amazon created by Boots Riley.
Yes.
He did Sorry to Bother You.
And by the way, when you watch it, you can tell.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely. If you've seen Sorry to Bother You.
I mean, bro, if he wants to say this is in the same world, I believe it.
That would be come on, please, Universe. Please, Universe. I'd lose my mind.
Things got a little crazier than the Sorry to Bother You too. So it's believable if this is in the same world. I believe you.
I still got questions. We gonna have to talk to Boots. We gonna have to get him on. I don't know. Like that would be dope.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Again, Sorry to Bother You was brilliant as well. It's like great writing. It's great writing. It's great. You know, you bring in something like that creatively from. It just makes me wonder what it would have been like being in that room, everybody trying to put ideas together.
I think I said that. Oh, it might not have been to you. So I'm sorry. I was saying that to my partner Amber while we were watching it. I'm like, yo, I bet them creating this was like papers flying and like just ideas going. Like I really wish I was a fly in the wall in the room. Same thing you just said. Sorry, yeah, for sure.
Exactly that. It's just amazing concept. Amazing. You know, it's great to see. It's great to see stuff like this now. It's like you read stuff in the books, you read comics, and visualize people's work, and I can't wait to see the rest of it. That's from what I've seen from the first episode. It's drawn me in, and it's the colors, it's the culture. I love that stuff. It's real to me. I mean, it's gonna have a bit of imagination to it, but it connects. You know. So if it does that as a viewer, then it's an amazing way to have something out there like that.
Not for sure, man.
It's unique. It's
super unique. Super unique.
Yeah. Nothing's like it.
Yeah. And I love how the Bay Area plays such a character in the show.
You
as well.
Nice.
And Yeah, like it's just a lot. Like you said, it's a lot of culture. Like I'm familiar with like a lot of the Bay Area like hip hop culture, and they going to a sideshow. They're going they're going to the parties. They like it's a lot. You hear Mac Dre in the show. Like it's a lot of like little things. I'm like, oh, this is like. I love it. Like you said, like
you feel like you're there. Yeah,
exactly. Like in this fantastical version of the Bay Area. You know what I mean? Where people have superpowers and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely such a cool, unique, and weird and crazy show. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like that's the only words for it's just different. Like you know, it's just it's just different or special. Like it's
It really feels like we said this off the pod, but it feels like Sorry to Bother You mixed with The Boys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
think swear we said something else too. Oh, I get some Everything Everywhere All at Once in there too.
Yeah,
with some of the portrayals of like the visuals. You know what I mean? Yeah, the way they use stuff. Yes, yes. Sometimes like the crumbling paper kind of use of. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really, like whoa.
Yeah, but I can't recommend.
It's a very creative show.
Super creative. Yeah. So yeah, if y'all people watching, if you haven't watched it, please check it out. It's a really good show.
And hold on, I gotta say, everyone that acted in that show just
let's talk about it because your guy's in it. This your guy, Jerome.
Jarrell. We gonna need to talk. You need to get me in a movie or something because I keep hyping you up, sir. Now he just I. When's the first time I saw Jerome mention to you? When they see us on Netflix, the Ava DuVernay, like the race jump, bro. Yeah. Like his performance in that was so insane, and I realized he was actually young, but wasn't as young as they were making him play at the time. Like I was like, oh, people are not paying attention to him. Maybe because he's new. I don't know why, but I'm like, he's next level when it comes to his ability, and I feel like he just kind of showed it again in this because like I forget that it's Jerome. Immediately. Yeah. Like I'm just watching this young kid and he's way older. He's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, and the way that he played, even physically, how he moved his body, I'm like, all right, bro, he kind of doing stuff people don't realize that's the next level acting. You know what I mean?
I'm really
like
curious to see, like, I don't know if they ever put out behind the scenes thing for this.
I would love that.
I would love to see how they filmed it because he's playing this. So synopsis, he's this 13-foot giant character, but in this world where everybody's looking at him like he's crazy because you're a giant. You're
and he was born that way. He was born like the first John. You see him as a baby and his mom's holding him, and he's just huge. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm really curious how they filmed these shots because like the one thing I pointed out to you is like the special effects in the show really look good. Like I can't really point things out like flaws in that. You know.
No.
So I'm just really wondering, like, how did they go about this?
You know what I mean? Different. Like, I've never seen it look like that. Yes. Like the Everything Everywhere thing.
Yeah, I feel like they used the techniques that they used in Lord of the Rings. So it's about perspective.
Yeah.
True.
It's where the camera is, where the person is, and like they've done that because then it looks seamless. You don't use CGI. So with those scenes, I know that they're gonna have CGI in it, but with those, there's like the scene in the burger shop.
Yes. Okay. When he sees her.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay.
Like you can tell it's like some of it is
so true.
A perspective shot because it looks clean. Like
clean.
The visuals look clean and it makes it visually appealing when it's like that as well, I suppose. And depending on budget as well. So you can imagine, yes, Amazon have put the money out to put this out. But there's going to be like cuts. I mean, we're already going through a crisis with the writer's strike, with what's happening with VFX guys. Yes. They must have been like, this is coming out at the same time, so they must have done different perspectives of directing and how to make people look bigger and smaller with a camera lens. That's right.
Yeah.
You spitting. You just taught me something. I was like, true that because you're right. It's a lot of looking at it farther away. You know what I mean? The shots. I see.
You pointed that out. I didn't think about that, but like thinking about how they did frame some of those shots, like it makes that.
Especially with him and like when he's in the house. I don't know if you remember the scene when like he's a baby. He's not a baby, but he's a little kid, and they just did the yellow part of the wall. Like, so it's one side, you're like, say on this side, that alone, or like anytime he's sitting and they're like it's kind of always far away for that. I'm like, wow, that's true. It's true. Yeah. Definitely killed that.
It's the way, it's budget cuts, isn't it? It's the way to film it on the cheapest way possible. I mean, Lord of the Rings, I think Peter Jackson said the same thing. They didn't have the budget to use CGI to make the Hobbits even smaller. So what they did was they hired out all these big, massive sets and built these sets around basically distant, so they'd have Gandalf sitting right at the front, and then you have the hobbits sitting right at the back. And the way the camera would pan into it is that it makes it look like they're having a conversation, but they're actually two different places.
Art is nuts.
It is, man.
It's
really
nuts.
magic.
Like
That movie
magic.
magic.
Yeah.
It is movie magic, definitely.
That's like inspiring.
But no, great show. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. I think he's a great actor as well. As you said, he's something special. We do a therapy session on the podcast.
Yes.
And after seeing his performance in that Netflix show, we were stunned. We were absolutely stunned. And as you said, his age at the time. Yeah. I mean, you really put yourself into those characters, and as he's done here, he's even doing the movements like a big.
Come on, I don't get it. Like, it's how? Like, how are you? Come on, you're right where I'm watching it, and I'm just like, does anybody else see this? Like, that he's choosing to do. By the way, could be director helping him as well too, giving him of course, but it's like, bro, we've seen you do this before too. So it's like, wow, what you're doing at a very young age. Like, wow. Like,
does he? And he has an Emmy, right? For When They See Us, did he get
I think he did get
When
that.
They See Us, yes.
I think he
did get the Emmy. Yeah,
wow.
Definitely. Well deserved.
I told y'all, I don't know if he's going to become too old for y'all or something, but like, I still think a live action Miles, but I'm just saying he's also black and Latino. So. Just saying. It's right there.
I know you've been there. I mean, he got halfway there.
Come on, bro. You seen him act like a kid.
He's in the
You seen him act like I know.
He's in Across the Spider-Verse.
Come on.
He's halfway there.
Look at me, champion. I'm going to need a role, somebody. Somebody got to give me something. I'm promoting out here.
And real quick before we get off of this, man, we got to shout out Brett Gray.
Oh, yeah.
Is really good.
Yes, Brett was amazing.
And I did not know, I want to get her character's name just so everybody knows. Let me see. Flora is Olivia Washington, which is Denzel Washington's daughter. I had no clue
and she
about
smoked it too. Like, whoa, yo, John. I gotta relax. Hold on. Yo, y'all either gotta make a movie together or y'all gotta fight. Because she out here working, bro.
Yeah,
she out here working. Yeah. Them Washingtons, man. There's something going on over there. There's something going on. Also, my guy, wait, can you go back to that?
Yeah.
Leave it? Yeah. My man, Walton is amazing in everything.
Oh, Walton Goggins,
bro. Because I don't even know if you he's on the first episode, so you probably seen him a little bit of him. But my man in Vice Principals is amazing. Ant-Man, he was dope.
Righteous Gemstones.
Come on, bro. He's
little baby Billy.
Stop. Bro, I missed him on that. I need to catch up on that so bad. But no, I think he's another underrated actor. That's all. Like, genuinely though, I've seen him be very serious, be very silly, be very.
He was in the Hateful Eight.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And he's a wild part in that.
Yeah, that's right. And then he did a film with Scott Eastwood called Diablo, where he plays like this imaginary, like, it's a figment of imagination.
Oh, see, come on, that's right in his lane.
Character. It's actually quite good. Yeah, really good. Really
I'm
good.
telling you.
And you're right, underrated. And he was in the Predators.
Yeah.
And which one? What was he in?
Predators. The one with Adrian Brody.
I forgot about that movie. Wow, yeah. Oh wow, so he's been around, Like, why don't
he's been around? Yeah.
And I guess maybe in the Hollywood he gets his just due. Like, he gets pretty solid roles, but like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Give my man a little. I can give him a little extra. Nah,
he shows out every time.
He does.
I love the roles he picks too.
Me too. I mean? Like, and last one, I'm so sorry, Mike Epps. No, I'm gonna give you a clap for that one. Being a black person and a part of black culture and growing up with Mike Epps and Fridays and the All About the Benjamins. Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's black and is a fan of this show, y'all know y'all probably laughing right now at home. Like, it's dope to see his progression. Genuinely. Honestly is like, I want to applaud him as a person. Like, give it to him again. Bro, just seeing, he's Day-Day.
Yeah.
That's Day-Day. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, that's not. That's a lot to get to where he is, because he's still Mike Epps in here.
Yeah.
But he's still got some scenes where I'm like, look at you, dude. Like, I'll be like, like, you my uncle or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just amazing to see, because a lot of actors right now that are older, even I'll go specifically with black people, are getting a lot of their just due now. Obviously, there's a lot of, like culture-wise, it's a very in thing, too, to be honest. Just like full black movies and Wakanda Forever and Black Panther, a lot of that kind of helped to this. But like, it's just dope to see a lot of older people. Angela Bassett is kind of what I'm saying. Like, get their flowers even though they still working. Or like,
it's Jude.
Yeah, super, or like the woman, I'm sorry, real quick, the woman from help me, Abbott Elementary.
Shirley Ralph.
Exactly. It's just like people are getting it finally, and it's just because they kept working and kept working. It's just dope to see. So what were we gonna say? I'm sorry, Kibla.
No, it's just them sticking to it. I mean, Mike
exactly.
Epps, he's got a massive catalog of movies, massive catalog. Like there's nothing that you wouldn't see him in the movies when it comes to comedies, and in that era of movies as well. When it came to, I mean, Friday was the kickoff. I mean, Day, oh my God, that's a cult classic.
Yes,
it's a cult classic character. There's nobody else who I could see playing that character. And he's got a massive catalog. And when I think, what movie was he in recently with Eddie Murphy? Jonah Hill.
Oh, come on! He was solid in that too. His little part.
He was.
You people.
Yeah. He was.
Yes, he was in
People.
People.
Yeah, he was in
and he was great in that.
Yeah,
he was wicked. And it was a really good point that he put out. Well, they were brothers, and they had a really good conversation in the car. And I was like, "Look, man, these guys are still doing it." And I'm coming from an era of movies where I could still go to the cinema and take my dad with me. And he remembers these characters, and he'd be like, yeah, I remember him from, Friday and stuff like that. So it's always nice that I got that connection with my pop still, because when we were growing up, we grew up on this pop culture. So this is our era of movies. So it's nice to see these guys, as you said, getting their flowers. They deserve it 100%.
Nah, man.
For sure.
I'm about to get emotional. That was beautiful. Yes. Nah, seriously though, it really is dope to see. Like, grow. It's like we grow up with them a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it is really dope. It is really dope.
Exactly that. You grow up with these characters. They end up becoming. I mean, why do people get emotional when we lose somebody? It's because they played a significant part in our lives. It doesn't mean it has to be physical.
Yeah.
There's a tangible thing there that keeps us connected to these characters. So, I mean, as we spoke about Nick Fury, I mean, we've seen him for 25 years on the MCU.
Right.
So, of course, to see him go through what he's going through now, there's a connection there. You feel for him. So people say we get lost in what we see and do and stuff, but it means more to us, I suppose.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, bro. You write books. Because if you don't, you need to. Audiobook is something. Bro.
Thank you.
It's like I need to go hug my mom when I go home.
We get deep. We get deep.
Yeah.
We love that though. Please.
No, when we started the podcast, and it's just a brief background. I mean, my brother moved abroad 10 years ago. He moved to Hong Kong. He's an amateur fighter, but he works for the Wall Street Journal. When we started the podcast, we're quite a close-knit family. So when it happens, when friends move, relatives move, you get distant. When we started this podcast, it was all about us keeping in connection. That's awesome. For 8 years, every week, we haven't given up. We're on episode 369 or something like that.
Wow,
We're still doing it.
Great
opportunities have come from it, but it's kept us close together as well. But it's helped us as a family, as two brothers, get more deeper about, because we don't just talk about pop culture. We talk about mental health as well. We talk about, what it is for us growing up, being Muslim in the UK, all sorts of madness going on, cultural differences. So the podcast has grown into different elements, but I mean, the core root of it is that me and my brother get to geek out because we love comic books as we were kids. And now we get to see our favorite characters on the big screen.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful, man.
Nah, like genuinely is. Like I love the story to it, and how you guys like progress through the show. Like, hey man, we try and get like y'all. Know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
Just like y'all.
No, and it's beautiful. Great. It's great to see it. We're always watching the videos, and I was telling my brother as well. Like, I'm jumping on Listen 3000 guys. So, like, it's mad that TikTok has brought a nice community together, and I've got to geek out with a lot of people, and I love the content that comes out, and it's good energy, it's good vibes. If I get that, I'm going to connect to anybody's work. So just keep up the great work you guys are doing, man.
Thank you, man. Same to you.
It's going to get busy. It's going to get busy. It'll get busy.
Same to you. Same to you. I heard your little subtle flex earlier. He was like, yeah, when I talked to James Gunn. I was like, oh, wait. I wanted to say something yet, but I was like, we going to give it some time. Nah, but man, I'm happy for you, bro. That's beautiful. Of course.
Great opportunities have come. And that's not because I want the views and not because I want the likes, because I love the content.
Love it. Yes.
So if people can notice me for the passion and not what I've got following, because yes, it's always nice to have a community, but that's probably 5-10% of what I've got. And that's the love I would get. If it reaches to one person to inspire them, then that changes the whole world. And luckily, I've got those opportunities to say, oh, wow, James Gunn wants to talk to me. Or, you know, I got to meet The Rock last year because of Black Adam.
Awesome.
Who did I meet this year was Zachary Levi and the director, David S. Sandberg, for Shazam.
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, it's great opportunities to geek out with people in the real world and find out they just love the stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And the big companies have given me that opportunity to do that, knowing, you know what, I just love this stuff. And when they ask about numbers, it's like, I'm not a numbers guy. I just do it for the love of it. Yeah. So that changes the whole concept of it.
Nah, that's beautiful.
That's
man.
facts. Super beautiful, man.
Well, we already here, right? We were going to ask you a couple questions and get on out of here.
Nah, for sure.
So people can know more about you. We
are
getting deep already anyway. We could just keep talking about life at this point.
It feels right.
But yeah, you want to get. Well, I was just going to. I like doing the. Anytime we get someone that knows a bunch of comic book stuff, because I do not, I always want to know what is a comic book. We can ask every time, I don't care. Comic book, because I love this question. Comic book adaptation that hasn't happened yet that you would love to see.
Ooh.
If you think it is possible or not to, I don't care. Play around.
I think. No, hold up. I just need to look up my bookshelf.
Man, take your time. Take your time. We chill.
Devil's Regime.
Oh, I heard of that. Wait, give it to me. Tell me. Oh, okay. Wait, that might be on it. That might be happening. No, I heard of that comic book run before. And do you think that I heard they might tease stuff like that in the show? Because the show's
in
so
the Daredevil show.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
but spill some for us. I need to know. I don't know much about it.
No, I mean, it's a great concept. I mean, this is Daredevil at his lowest point of like Hell's Kitchen, and all the villains have come together to destroy him.
Wow.
And it's a great story about sheer will and like the power of, you know, he's like John Wick in this. He doesn't stop. He has his moments, but he doesn't stop. But actually, you know what? Go into that and this will mix it up. I want to see The Last Ronin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my God, that would be fire. The recent Joe.
The Last Ronin.
Yeah, I've heard.
I heard about
it. If you want to give a little spiel on this,
because
I've heard bits and pieces of this story. I've been trying to like sit down and like find a copy of it to actually get into it. Because everybody I've heard talk about it is like, yo, this is Ninja Turtles. This is the one. This is some different. This
people
is darker.
saying it's crazy. Yeah,
it's
you
crazy.
told me about
you know
it.
What I mean? And I know they're making a game for it coming out soon. So like, if you want to just give a little bit of that, please.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think probably one of the best comic books that came out last year. And you know what? In the past decade, if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, you're going to absolutely love this. This is basically, how can I say this? This is like the Punisher for Michelangelo.
This is
a massive character. This is a character flip of a jolly, fun dude that really enjoyed his brother's company and get into trouble together, where this changes his character becoming, he's almost like Raphael. His character's changed completely. I mean, he basically, to give you kind of a synopsis, is that...
Yeah, please, because that's my favorite Ninja Turtle. So I'm like this right now. I'm like, what happened to Mikey? What happened? What's going on? No more pizza?
So, Shredder takes out most of the Turtles and Splinter.
Who left?
And
Who's
he's
left?
With just Mikey.
Just Mikey? Oh, no, this is too much. I got to get this today.
Basically, they started the comic book with all the broken weapons in front of him.
Wow.
And he's like bleeding and all really busted up. And it's heartbreaking, man. Like it's one of those books that had tears in my eyes when I'm reading it, because Mikey is the most jolliest character ever. Like,
that's why I love
comic books.
Yes.
He still has this jolliness about him. Even if they're in a serious situations, it's not about the wisecracks. It's just about the way he carries himself as a character, where this one, he's almost like Frank Castle.
Jeez.
Like, he's taking out foot soldiers and he's taking so much damage. It's nice to see like a story like this developed in a way where we already love the characters, but you've taken away most of them and left the one that's like the PTSD, what he suffers, like he's having visions. and the artwork is insanely amazing.
Yeah.
As an artist myself, it's beautiful to look at, and they pay homage to old Japanese art style as well, which is amazing. Wow. And yeah, it's deep. It's deep. It's weird. Like he's like the Punisher in this. He's no remorse. Everybody's trying to stop him as well, and they can't stop him because he's just full of rage. I mean, his brothers, his dad, it's his family. For me, it reminds me of me and my brothers, and you connect straight away because he's lost somebody, not just somebody. He's lost his whole family.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's deep. It's deep. It's 6 issues, but I'm talking about gripping right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the last issue, you're like, I couldn't have read anything better. I mean, the last comic book that I read, which was really good, was Logan. So comic books are really difficult at the moment now because the mainstream has changed dramatically and writers have changed a lot of characters. But that is probably one of the best stories that has come out in the past the decade. I'm going to say it, the decade.
Wow, man.
It's amazing. I mean, as a Turtles fan, watching the cartoons, reading the comic books as well, to have such a massive character flip, it's like Marvel's What If stories.
Wow. Wow.
So,
you selling me. Wait, we need a show or a movie? Which one we need for this?
Which
show?
Think, yeah. If they were to do it.
So we can stretch it out maybe? Because you said it's a couple run. Like,
you know what? You're right.
You know?
A show.
Give it some time.
A show, because it will let it breathe. And
right.
You don't want to miss key parts, because what they do with movies is adapt it so much that they end up missing out key parts.
Right.
You can't fit a story like that in 2 hours. You need an hour a day. We need 8 episodes, hour a day. I'm ready.
Oh, give me like R-rated Spider-Verse.
That's what we need.
Like a R-rated animated crazy Last Ronin. That'd be nuts.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, you said Amazon? I mean, you said Amazon?
Amazon could
they would smoke that, Sean. hey, Amazon.
I mean, we've got the new Turtles coming out with Seth Rogen,
and it looks so good. Looks so good,
and it looks amazing. And it's been inspired from what they did with Into the Spider-Verse. So why not? So it'd be interesting to see. But that would be my TV show to be done.
You killed. No, people need to get you on the phone because I need it. But I'm telling you, Mikey, I don't know if I'm the only one, but that's been my guy for the reasons you said. Like, I'm a big energy kind of guy. Like, he just reminded me of me. Like, it's silly and still trying to keep everybody happy even in the worst moments, kind of thing. Like, I always related to Bull so much. So like him getting the flip, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm like, no. Like, what am I gonna do in that situation? I'm like,
Now you definitely got me on
crazy,
I've
right?
already been like one of the messages.
And you told me about that one. Yeah.
So thank you, man. I got one more for you. So what is I got 2. So what is your favorite comic book adaptation, and what is your least favorite comic book adaptation? Like, you think they could have did a little bit better on it.
Good one.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen a movie called Road to Perdition. Tom Hanks, Paul Newman.
I've not.
I've seen parts of that movie. I never finished the whole thing.
So it's based on a comic book, and it's very good. It's actually almost page by page done very well.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's a lot of people don't remember, but it is based on a comic book, and it's about gangsters, and this guy trying to save his son, and they adapted that page by page. It's an amazing movie. Wow. If you look at the comic books and you look at the actual movie, they took, it's 100% respect to the writers and the artists of that comic book, definitely. So Road to Perdition, that's a very good one. Very good one. It's probably one of the most underrated comic book movies, to be honest.
Especially if people don't even know if it's a comic book movie, too, for sure. Like, you might be giving out a gem right now. I don't even know a lot, because I didn't even know of the movie,
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So Road to Perdition, check that out. I think it's Tom Hanks and Paul Newman. Very good film. Very good comic book as well. The one that didn't do pretty well. God, there's so many. There's so many. Okay, so let's go with... You know what? Let me just double check, guys.
He said there's been a few bad ones.
There's so many, but there is.
Especially when you're trying to say adapting it from the comic, I bet it's like most. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Can I say it? I don't know. There's so many.
He's like, should I go?
You know what? I'm gonna go with. People are gonna hate me. But it's a great movie.
Give it to the world. Give it to the world.
Days of Future Past, X-Men.
Okay. But that makes sense though, right? Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, it's like,
and it is a great movie. I hear you.
It's good and it's bad because it doesn't stick to the source material, which is difficult because none of the comic book movies do that. But there's certain aspects of that story which should have hit much more harder than what they did on the screen. So it's like you adapt this amazing comic book, and I think the cartoons did a much better work at it.
Right, that's in the show, right? Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they did it in the show. They did it in the show, and then they did 2 different versions to even mess your head up even more. They brought out the director's cut version, which had Rogue in it, which I was like, oh my God, why are you making
Wait, I didn't even see that version. What? There's a version wait, like, she's like, not just a cameo, like she's in it?
She's in it.
Oh, God, I gotta go see that. You seen this? Oh, ZENN.
I seen a clip from it. But I didn't
knew
know
like it was a whole joint. Oh, you are giving out gems right now. That's crazy. So you're saying, does that one make it more confusing, or you're saying it makes it more confusing towards the like versus the comic book?
It just gets a bit convoluted because you've given us the first cut. Now you throw this cut out there, but then it still doesn't really represent the comic books, I suppose. It doesn't do justice to that original story. So that's one. And I've got to say, I didn't want to say it, but Flashpoint as well. Because originally, when they did The Flash, the reason why I thought they brought in Michael Keaton was that he was going to be playing Bruce's dad.
Yep.
So that's what I thought. And I thought, you know what? That's amazing that they did that. Because there is a scene in Flash where when he's talking to Barry and Barry's talking about the inevitable and, you know, the timeline, and there's certain events that happen. He touches the photo, but he doesn't touch his mum and dad. He touches his son. And I feel like originally, I think he was supposed to play Thomas Wayne.
And they like switched it up.
They switched it up.
Oh, I would hate that if they made that decision at first, like they had the right one and then they switch. I'm gonna be more upset because that's what I was saying. Like I'm like, I know Flashpoint. This is, again, I don't know many of the comics as much as y'all do, you know? So like for me, that was probably one of the first ones where I'm like, oh, I know a little bit about this one. And you ruined it. So I'm like, damn. Like, okay, I hear you.
And it's just crazy because oh no, go ahead, man.
No, go on.
No, I was just gonna say it's just crazy because I remember when they first talked about that movie years and years ago, it was supposed to be more.
It literally was supposed to be
closer to that.
Like they were gonna call it like probably Flashpoint.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
that's right.
And I twisted over time.
Oh my
go
gosh.
ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, Days of Future Past is the one that really always gets me. Even though I still watch it, I'm one of those guys who still watch it. And it's like, oh man, because it was the first time. Because I'm not a big fan of Hugh Jackman. Sorry,
as an actor or as Wolverine?
As Wolverine. Because
got it. Okay.
Days of Future Past. I think he came to a point where he got to Days of Future Past. We got Wolverine when he was in Japan. He started looking like him, but. I'm 5'2", so when I read the comic books and I saw Wolverine, I was like, he's 5'3", he got short man syndrome, he's angry. That's
right, it makes sense. Right.
That was my connection. And then, we got a 6 foot tall Wolverine. I was like, it doesn't look like it in the comic books. He earned my respect in Logan. Because Logan,
gotta give it
I don't think is a superhero movie.
Whew.
That was just about an old man just tired of life, and it was just it worked so well. It worked so well, and
perfect.
I was like, okay, you know what? This guy, he earned my respect in that movie. But before that, I just feel like the X-Men movies were kind of a hot mess.
You're right. Oh, you're not the only one. You weren't like, that wasn't a one-eye view. We saw it too. We saw it what you saw. Yeah. Hopefully they fix all that up though, so we don't feel this way anymore.
We'll see.
We'll see, right? I mean, at least they got the right. So now, if they do mess it up when they do it again, it's like, what was y'all reasoning this time?
True.
You know, at least now we can really poke. Before it was like, all right, well, they don't got the right, so you can't really get mad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's like, whoa.
And they do it as a TV show. They don't do it as a movie.
Ooh, X-Men?
Yeah, because it lets it
that
breathe.
Would be
you got
dope.
so many characters.
That would be tough.
That would be so dope.
I always would say this because I'm a big X-Men fan.
Yeah.
And I would always be like, yo, they kind of need their own division in Marvel.
Yo, he did say, but by the way, I feel that. True.
That they could make that could really do well.
Nah, you're right.
Like, they kind of need their own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you could do multiple shows, like
really
different
could,
groups
bro.
and stuff.
Like,
you're right though.
Multiple teams getting movies and stuff like that, bro. Like,
I only be messing with you because you need them so bad that you're like every time we get something new Marvel, it's like they popping up. Like what we doing? But no, you're right though. There's a lot going on with them, and all of them have very deep stories. So it's just like,
and
no, you're right.
Feel like
all of them,
a lot of them didn't get their just due in the Fox version because they kind of like. I feel like they had intentions maybe to do that, but then Wolverine, and it was just like Wolverine. We just going
money. Yeah,
and it's like, bro, Storm's story's crazy. Gambit's story's crazy.
And you had Halle Berry playing Storm. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
It's just like I'm hoping, like
you know,
go ahead.
The fact that they made Mystique the leader of the X-Men in First Class, I was like, oh man, come on, man, you're killing me.
Oh my god,
it's a good film, but I was like, oh, you're killing me, man. What's happening there?
Yeah.
And then it sucks too because I kind of actually like Jennifer. I like Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. I wasn't mad at her, but I feel like she got all this hate because the way they made the story go was stupid. Yeah. So then she's like, well. Talk to them. You know, like I didn't do anything wrong. So now she probably don't even want to come back in the superhero stuff. And I feel like she'd be fired or something now. You know? So
she was.
I hear y'all. They ruined a lot of stuff. So hopefully Deadpool wraps it on up well. You know? It might.
Definitely.
Man, you killed those answers, so thank you. You spit gems for us. Gems.
We want to just thank you, man, for coming on and chatting with us, man. This has been really fun.
I'm going to clap again.
My pleasure. No, honestly, thank you. It's my honor to come onto the show, guys. So definitely hope we could geek out again soon.
Please.
For sure. If you want to, real quick, just get your socials real quick before we get out of here. Just let everybody know where to follow you at.
Yeah, guys. So if you type in the Brothers Geek Out podcast, we should come up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. But if you type it into all other streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, the Brothers Geek Out podcast, one word, and it'll pop up, guys.
Awesome.
Beautiful, man.
Awesome.
No, just one more time, man. It was amazing having you. And you just dropped a bunch of knowledge on us, and you got deep with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
You are now.
No, you're welcome. That's the main thing, connection.
No, for sure.
Oh, we got to keep it up.
That's facts.
We honestly mean it, for sure.
That's facts.
No, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
And again, this is the Agents of Fandom podcast.
I was gonna do. Okay, you took it on.
I mean? Go ahead. Yeah, definitely check out the network. We got a lot of good shows on there. We got shows like Agents of Fandom, the podcast, TJ and Garrett.
Ticket to
Reality. We got Fandom Academy.
Yes, sir.
And we got some new stuff coming on there as well. So make sure to go to agentsfandom.com. Check out all the podcasts on the network.
And please always got to remember that we are shouting out Sound Gallery Studios for allowing us to be in this swell space. Come book it up. It's a recording space. And thank you guys for always having us. Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe to the darn thing.
Yes, and leave us a review on Podcast Jones in case if you want there, you know what I mean?
Spitting,
do that.
spitting.
You know what I mean?
No, I apologize. I won't leave you hanging.
But yeah, man, thank y'all for watching if y'all still here. And we'll be back very soon. This is Listen 3000.
Deuces.
So.
No time, always in a rush. Can't quite make space for the both of us now. I feel the end of all the things that we built towards.